BM-21 Grad is spotted. Ukrainian forces use an FPV drone to strike the target. Drone operator takes his time and leads a drone to a Grad full of ammunition. An enormous explosion. An enemy rocket system is vanished for good. A Russian artillery unit was spotted. The crew tried to hide it, but the coordinates were already transferred to the HIMARS, and the shot is fired. A precise hit. An enemy artillery is destroyed. Shrapnel also hit the truck full of ammunition, so as the result, this happens. A few miles away, Russian fuel trucks were spotted. HIMARS locks on the target and the missile is fired. A precise strike and enemy vehicles are destroyed. Nearby, even larger amount of supply trucks is spotted. HIMARS operators waste no time and open fire. Missiles land one after another, taking out 10 Russian vehicles. An electronic warfare system is spotted in the same area. Coordinates are sent to the HIMARS, and the shot is fired. First shot damages the system with shrapnel. The second missile is fired to secure the destruction. A direct strike on the enemy vehicle. The reconnaissance confirms the destruction. A Russian S-300 radar station is spotted by intelligence. We can see that Russians were about to deploy the system, but the coordinates were already received by HIMARS, and the missile is fired. A precise strike on the enemy radar. The destruction is confirmed. A pair of Ukrainian F-16 jets is deployed on a mission. Storm Shadow missiles are used to strike a massive ammunition depot in Rostov region. A massive detonation of the Russian air defense missiles turns night into day. The target is destroyed. 2 Russian BMPs are on the assault mission. Ukrainian forces deploy FPV drones to stop the advance. A whole swarm is used to strike Russian armored vehicles. Russian crew abandons the BMP. An FPV drone strikes the motionless target. Drone penetrates the armor-turning BMP into a pile of burning metal. The second BMP was also abandoned. More FPVs are used to destroy the vehicle. BM-27 rocket system is spotted by Ukrainian drone. HIMARS is used to strike such valuable target. At first it may seem like the HIMARS missed, but a few seconds later the ammunition catches fire and starts shooting uncontrollably. A Russian howitzer is spotted by Ukrainian drone. It is well camouflaged in the tree line, but the coordinates are reported to the HIMARS operator and the shot is fired. A precise strike, and the enemy howitzer is destroyed. A book air defense system is spotted. Location is reported. Ukrainian rocket forces waste no time and open fire. A direct hit from the HIMARS and enemy air defense system is completely destroyed. And this Ukrainian tank was on its routine mission. The tank was about to leave the battlefield when the gunner noticed a Russian BMP between the trees. Crew reacts quickly and takes a shot. A direct strike makes the turret fly 1/10 of feet in the sky. Ukrainian tankers did a flawless job. Drop a like and subscribe to support the Ukrainian tankers. A Russian armored group is on assault mission. Ukrainian drone operators use FPV drones to stop the advance. The first drone strikes the BMP and the vehicle stops. The crew abandons their armor. Meanwhile, the tank keeps moving. More FPVs are deployed to destroy the target. drones keep striking the tank one after another, but it is still on the move. After a few more hits, the tank is finally stopped. Three Russian armored vehicles are spotted by intelligence. U.S.-supplied Switchblade drones are deployed. Switchblade uses AI to identify and track the target, which makes it immune to jamming. A precise strike, and the BMP is destroyed. Russians started panicking and abandoned their vehicles. Switchblade finishes off motionless targets. U.S. drones strike with 100% accuracy, destroying 4 armored vehicles. And this is Russian military command center. Ukrainian MiG-29 use hammer bombs to strike the target. Target is destroyed, and here is another one. F-16 uses high-precision bombs to destroy the command center. A TOS rocket system is spotted. Ukrainian drone operators use long-range FPV drone to destroy such valuable target. The reconnaissance confirms the destruction of enemy rocket system. Intelligence drone spots a Russian BMP few meters away. Drone operators react quickly and strike with FPV drones. Despite the bad signal and jamming, the drone successfully struck the Russian vehicle. Target is destroyed. A BM-21 Grad was spotted while firing missiles. Crew tries to leave the dangerous area quickly, but it was already too late. FPV drones are used to destroy the target. After the first strike, crew abandons their vehicle and flees. Meanwhile, more FPV drones are used to destroy the abandoned rocket system. Precise strike on the fuel tanks. Enemy Grad is now finished, and this tank was also abandoned by Russians. Ukrainian drone operator takes his time to find the weakest spot. Despite the bad signal, FPV drone manages to fly directly into open hatch. Massive detonation of the ammunition. Flawless job from Ukrainian drone operator. And this tank was also abandoned. This one is well grilled and protected from drones. Despite that, the drone flies directly in the open hatch. A perfect strike by Ukrainian FPV, and the tank is on fire. Here in the bushes, a Russian BMP is spotted. Long-range FPV drones are used to strike the target. Despite the jamming, the first drone hits the vehicle in its rear. The second drone is used to secure the destruction. A direct hit on the enemy vehicle. The reconnaissance confirms the destruction of the BMP. And this is Russian main supply source. The trains are used to deliver fuel and ammunition. This time, it gets ambushed by Ukrainian military intelligence. Long-range FPV drones are used to strike the tanks full of fuel. The distance from the battlefield is more than 40 kilometers. And despite that, Ukrainian forces managed to disrupt the logistics chain for Russian army. A Buk M2 air defense system is spotted by intelligence drone. It is heading to the depot to be repaired and then transferred back to the battlefield. Ukrainian drone operators react quickly, use the Switchblade drone to strike such valuable air defense. Precise hit on the enemy air defense, and the fuel tank catches fire. Target is destroyed. A Russian air defense system is spotted. Ukrainian drone operators use FPV drone to destroy the valuable system. A precise hit, and the ammunition is on fire. Russian crew leaves their vehicle. An intelligence drone confirms the destruction. A 152mm howitzer is spotted by intelligence. FPV drones are used to destroy the target. The first drone strikes the towing truck. The second drone is used to destroy the howitzer. precise hit on the enemy howitzer. Meanwhile, the fire spreads and burns down the towing truck alongside Russian artillery. A North Korean rocket system was spotted by Ukrainian intelligence. 240mm rocket systems were supplied to Russia in 2024. They are capable of firing missiles at a range of 40 to 70 kilometers. Ukrainian drone operators use long-range FPV drones to strike the target deep into enemy territory. A precise hit missile flies through the cabin. Just a few minutes later, the fire reaches ammunition. This happens. A massive assault is carried out by a Russian column. More than 5 armored vehicles are deployed to capture Ukrainian positions. Tanks and BMPs are advancing forward, but everything goes not as planned from the start. A head tank of the column drives on anti-tank mines. Seeing that their head tank is lost, Russians make the smartest decision and just keep moving forward on the minefield. The assault is finished when 2 tanks hit the mines and stop. As the result, 3 tanks were lost, 1 armored vehicle abandoned, and the last BMP managed to escape. This BMP full of ammunition was abandoned. Ukrainian drone operators use fiber optic drone to strike enemy vehicle. Operator takes his time and flies the drone into open hatch. A massive detonation of the ammunition. Now let's look at this strike from the pilot's point of view.
Хорош! А ну! Ого, е!
And this Russian BMP was spotted not far away. The crew has abandoned the vehicle. Ukrainian drone operators deploy an FPV drone. Despite the heavy jamming, the drone flies directly into open hatch. A precise hit, an enemy vehicle is destroyed. Just a few minutes later, when the fire reaches ammunition, it detonates. And again. And once again. And a couple more times. A Russian 152mm howitzer was spotted by Ukrainian intelligence drone. The coordinates are transferred to the HIMARS operator and the shot is fired. The target is destroyed, but it's not the end. HIMARS shoots the second missile to target yet another artillery system. Precise hit, and enemy artillery will not shoot again. Seeing this, Russian crew tries to hide the remaining systems, but they were spotted. HIMARS operators strike once again. Although the missile did not hit the howitzer directly, the shrapnel did its job perfectly. Yet another system is destroyed. And this is Russian 152mm artillery unit. It's just finished firing. The crew tries to hide the system in the nearest tree line, but Ukrainian HIMARS wastes no time and opens fire. GMLRS missile hits enemy vehicle with pinpoint accuracy. The target is destroyed. A massive offensive is carried out by Russian armored group. APCs and new BMPs full of infantry, also equipped with the newest electronic warfare systems, are moving forward at a full speed. Ukrainian forces use FPV drone to stop the assault. One of the vehicles gets hit. The other one drives on anti-tank mine and stops. Russian crews abandon their vehicles and run. Meanwhile, Ukrainian FPV drone continues striking motionless targets. As the result, whole armored group, which consists of 3 APCs and 2 newest BMPs, was neutralized by Ukrainian drone operators. A new Russian T-80 tank was heading to shell Ukrainian positions. Ukrainian forces waste no time and use FPV drones to destroy enemy vehicle. Drone strikes the engine compartment and the tank stops. Russian crew quickly leaves their armor and flees. Meanwhile, another drone is deployed to finish off the motionless tank. A precise strike. Drone hits the tank into open hatch. Massive fireball erupts. The target is destroyed. And this armored group is moving towards Ukrainian positions. Russians plan to quickly deploy infantry and leave, but something, as always, went wrong. Ukrainian forces use FPV drones to stop the advance. Precise hit in the rear and enemy vehicle is on fire. Meanwhile, the second APC continues moving forward until it hits a mine. Let's look what Ukrainian drone operators have to say. The APC is abandoned. Ukrainian FPV drone is on its way to strike. A direct hit, and APC catches fire. The second drone is used to finish off the Russian vehicle. A precise strike, and Russian offensive has come to an end. A Russian Panzer air defense system is spotted in occupied Crimea. Ukrainian intelligence uses heavy drones to strike deep into enemy territory. Seeing that the drone is targeting air defense, Russians open fire. Missiles flies past Ukrainian drone. Operator locks on target and strikes. And this is the result. The strike is successful, and enemy air defense is destroyed. A Russian command center is spotted by Ukrainian drone. It may seem like a casual abandoned building until enemy soldiers are spotted. A Ukrainian F-16 jet is used to strike the enemy with high-precision bombs. Bombs strike with deadly precision. Russian command center is leveled to the ground. This Russian armored vehicle was heavily damaged. Russians use special equipment to evacuate the vehicle. Ukrainian forces deploy the U.S.-supplied Switchblade drone to strike the enemy vehicles. Switchblade uses AI to track its targets, which makes it immune to jamming. A precise hit in the cabin, and the target is destroyed. A few miles away, a Russian artillery unit is spotted. The Switchblade is deployed. A flawless strike. Enemy artillery is destroyed. A Russian command center is spotted by intelligence drone. The coordinates are reported. Ukrainian forces use MiG-29 to strike the enemy with high-precision hammer bombs. A hammer bomb was dropped 35 miles from the target. Its deadly accuracy is astonishing. And this is a Russian Nana artillery system. Its main difference from the other systems is that it can fire shells up to 6 times per minute. Ukrainian drone operators use FPV to strike such valuable target. A precise hit, an enemy vehicle stops. The fire ignites inside. Just few minutes later, when the fire reaches ammunition, this happens. And this BMP full of ammunition was abandoned by Russians. FPV drones strike the enemy vehicle one after another. Drone flies into open hatch, making metal parts fly. The fire reaches inside, and a few minutes later, the ammunition detonates. And this is Russian electronic warfare system. It is used to jam Ukrainian drones. But today, everything was different. FPV drone is deployed to strike the target. A precise hit, the target is destroyed. Another FPV is used to strike the similar system. And this is Russian ATACMS artillery unit. It is capable of firing shells at a distance of 20 kilometers. Ukrainian drone operators deploy an FPV drone to strike the target. Precise hit, enemy artillery is on fire. Nearby, a 152mm howitzer is spotted. Long-range FPV drones are used to strike the enemy artillery. Drone operators choose to strike the barrel for several reasons. If the barrel has a hole, the gases escape through it instead of pushing the shell properly. If fired in this condition, the shell can explode without even leaving the barrel. And this is Russian powerful electronic warfare system. An FPV drone is deployed. Despite the jamming, drone operator manages to lead the drone to the target and strike with deadly accuracy. BM-27 Smerch, spotted by Ukrainian intelligence. This system is believed to be Russian analog of HIMARS. Take a look how Russians use them on the battlefield. Peaceful cities are being leveled to the ground by 300mm rockets. The coordinates are transferred to the HIMARS, and the shot is fired. Precise strikes destroy Smerch and the ammunition storage. And this Russian Book M3 was spotted by intelligence. Estimated cost of such system is around $40 million. HIMARS wastes no time and opens fire. A precise hit and the target is destroyed. A similar system was spotted just few kilometers away. Ukrainians managed to detect it by the heat signatures. The location is reported and HIMARS takes a shot. A direct hit and Russian air defense is destroyed. This is believed to be Russian most fearsome weapon, a Taos rocket system. It uses banned thermobaric munitions. These munitions have special gas instead of typical explosives. Such strikes are extremely dangerous for humans. When the missile explodes, a sudden pressure difference can damage internal organs, which in many cases can be fatal. Despite its firepower, the range is limited to 4 miles. Ukrainian intelligence spots the target. Drone reports the location. HIMARS wastes no time and opens fire. The direct hit from HIMARS and TOS rocket system is blown apart. HIMARS is a deadly weapon, but sometimes it also can be a target. Let's look at the time when HIMARS was lost due to incompetence of the crew. It all seemed a routine mission when a Russian air defense was spotted. The coordinates are set and HIMARS takes a shot. A precise strike, and enemy air defense is destroyed. HIMARS successfully leaves the position, but Russian commanders deployed an intelligence drone to locate the HIMARS. When the target is located, the coordinates are reported. Russians use Iskander ballistic missile. Its maximum range is about 250 to 300 miles. Despite the lack of mobility, Russians managed to deploy quickly in order to strike such valuable target. Cluster munition detonated, hitting the HIMARS with shrapnel, setting off its ammunition. It all became possible due to incompetence. It is believed that HIMARS was left without cover when the crew was having a lunchtime. But now let's look at the time when HIMARS took revenge. This TOS rocket system was preparing a strike on Ukrainian positions. HIMARS operators move in a position and the missile is launched. Precise hit, an enemy rocket system is successfully destroyed. And this is Russian BM-27 Uragan. The main difference of this rocket system is an extended range. It is capable of shooting missiles from 10 to 45 miles, which makes it a really hard target to destroy. But today, everything was different. Ukrainian intelligence drone is used to seek targets deep in Russian territory. BM-27 is spotted, and HIMARS operators launch a missile. Precise hit, an enemy vehicle is destroyed. Let's look at the aftermath of the strike. Even though the missile landed few meters away, the shrapnel set off a fire and BM-27 was burnt to the ground. 4 helicopters were spotted by Ukrainians. The estimated cost of each is around $12.5 million. HIMARS uses extended munition to strike deep into Russian territory. As the result, 4 helicopters were successfully destroyed. In slow motion, we can clearly see the HIMARS missile flying to its target. Two Russian Buk air defense systems were spotted by intelligence drone. HIMARS moves in a position and opens fire at the enemy. 2 precise strikes and enemy vehicles are destroyed. Russian artillery units were planning to shell Ukrainian positions, but their plans quickly changed when Ukrainian HIMARS took a shot. HIMARS strikes with insane accuracy, leaving Russian artillery no chance to survive. 3 Russian Grads planned to strike civilian cities, but they were spotted. HIMARS receives the coordinates and takes a shot. A close hit. An enemy Grad catches fire. The second missile is fired to secure the destruction. Two Russian artillery units were spotted by Ukrainian drone. HIMARS operators are quick to respond. Precise strikes destroy Russian artillery units. Russian media recorded a report hours after destruction. Let's see what they have to say.
Первый нонкил, который здесь остался. Точно экипаж покрыть весь. Когда попадает HIMARS в землю, он проводит глубиной, не знаю, там, но здесь дыра, говорят, вот мерили, вот она эта дыра, она 4-метровая. 4-метровая дыра.
A massive field depot of enemy vehicles was spotted by intelligence drone. Coordinates are set and HIMARS strikes the target. Missiles land one after another, hitting and destroying armored vehicles. As the result of the strike, 5 BMPs were lost. Massive field depot was burnt down. A Russian Grad was spotted firing at Ukrainian positions. Russians tried to hide it, but the coordinates were already reported, and HIMARS opens fire. A HIMARS missile flies through the roof and hits Russian Grad. The target is destroyed. And this is Russian $20 million radar station. S-300 air defense systems are located not far away. Such systems were created to locate and intercept ballistic missiles. And here is the command center of the whole air defense division. But HIMARS left them no chance of reacting. The shot is fired. The intelligence drone confirms the strikes. HIMARS missiles turn Russian air defenses into piles of burning metal. As the result, S-300 systems were destroyed and the radar was heavily damaged. Russians tried to build a bridge for armored vehicles to cross the river. The drone spots them and sends coordinates to the HIMARS. The shots are fired. Cluster munition detonates above Russian special equipment. Later, Ukrainian intelligence drone confirmed the destruction of enemy vehicles. $45 million Buk M3 air defense system was spotted by Ukrainian drone. Russians tried to hide the valuable system, but the coordinates are already reported to the rocket forces and HIMARS opens fire. A direct hit from GMLRS rockets and the target is completely destroyed. BM-21 Grad was spotted by Ukrainian intelligence. Russians tried to hide it, but HIMARS is quick to respond and takes a shot. A precise hit from Ukrainian forces, an enemy Grad is on fire. Just a few minutes later, fire reaches the ammunition, and this happens. Two S-7 artillery unit was spotted by Ukrainian drone. Russians were delivering ammunition to shell Ukrainian positions, but their plans changed when HIMARS opened fire. Precise hit, and enemy artillery is destroyed. Russian Grad rocket system was spotted by Ukrainian drone. The coordinates are reported. Ukrainian HIMARS takes a shot. Russian ammunition storage was spotted by Ukrainian intelligence drone. Coordinates are reported, and HIMARS takes a shot. A column of 6 Russian trucks is moving to command center. A Ukrainian intelligence drone reports coordinates to ally rocket forces, and a HIMARS opens fire. A precise strike hits the target, destroying the trucks and the ammunition depot. SA-17 is spotted by Ukrainian drone. HIMARS wastes no time and opens fire. A precise hit turns Russian air defense into fireworks. Two Ukrainian HIMARS open fire with ATACMS missiles, targeting enemy ammunition depot. Precise strike results in detonation of cruise missiles and artillery shells, turning night into day. Intelligence reports coordinates of Russian ammunition storage, and Ukrainian forces waste no time. A precise hit from HIMARS successfully destroys massive ammunition depot. Ukrainian forces use a combined missile-drone strike. It's often better than using just one of the two for several tactical and strategic reasons. Together, they saturate enemy air defenses. Drones can act as decoys or reconnaissance ahead of the strike, making it unclear which targets are real. Such strike took place targeting a large Russian arsenal. A detonation of the 30,000 tons of ammunition triggers a small earthquake and turns night into day. A Russian Grad rocket system was spotted by Ukrainian drone. The coordinates are reported. Ukrainian HIMARS takes a shot. A massive column of more than 20 Russian vehicles is spotted, and a HIMARS prepares to strike. The back of the column is targeted to destroy most valuable equipment such as tanks and artillery units. Let's look at the results of the strikes. More than 4 tanks were destroyed, 4 artillery units destroyed or heavily damaged. The next target is a Russian field depot. A precise strike destroys the target. Russian 203mm artillery is firing at Ukrainian positions. Ukrainian intelligence drone spots the target, and HIMARS operators are quick to respond. Ukrainian HIMARS opens fire with ATACMS missiles. Russian S-300 air defense systems launch multiple rockets trying to shoot it down. The missile uses ballistic trajectory to reach the target. When the target is reached, it starts spinning. Rocket deploys hundreds of bomblets, destroying everything in 300-meter range. In this case, 3 S-300 systems and a radar station were destroyed and 1 heavily damaged. SA-17 is spotted by Ukrainian intelligence alongside the radar station. First shot destroys the radar, and the second shot strikes the anti-aircraft system. And this is Russian command center. HIMARS operators open fire. Precise strikes level the command center to the ground. 4 Russian Grads were spotted. HIMARS reacts quickly and opens fire. Two Grads are destroyed, while others manage to hide in tree lines, but HIMARS leaves them no chance to escape. Two Russian Mi-8 and Ka-52 attack helicopters were spotted by military intelligence. HIMARS uses extended range munition, destroying 3 helicopters, leaving 1 heavily damaged. More than 10 Russian trucks full of infantry were spotted. Precise strikes land one after another, destroying enemy vehicles. A massive ammunition depot is identified. Ukrainian rocket forces are quick to respond. and this Grad was firing at Ukrainian positions. Crew leaves the firing position, leading drone to the ammunition storage, and HIMARS wastes no time. The fire slowly spreads across the trees. After a few minutes, it reaches the ammunition, and this happens. Russian $15 million rocket system was spotted. Ukrainian HIMARS opens fire. This Russian column, which consists of more than 10 trucks and armored vehicles, was spotted tenths of miles away from the front line, but the HIMARS operators leave Russians no chance to escape. As the result, 90% of the column were completely destroyed. This truck was delivering artillery rounds from the storage, but it was spotted by Ukrainian drone. The HIMARS moves into position and strikes. The first rocket damages the trucks, but it's not enough. The second rocket is fired. Shrapnel hits the engines and sets Russian trucks on fire. And a few minutes later, fire reaches the ammunition, and this happens. A Russian BM-21 Grad is spotted. Ukrainian forces use long-range FPV drone to strike the target. An enormous detonation is caused by a $500 drone. Enemy Grad is completely destroyed. A Russian Buk air defense system was spotted operating in Ukrainian fields. The coordinates are reported. An artillery unit opens fire. A precise strike in Russian air defense forms a massive fireworks show. A Russian artillery is spotted. Ukrainian drone operators use long-range FPV drone to destroy the target. Drone penetrates Russian artillery like butter, causing massive detonation of the ammunition. After a failed assault, a Russian armored vehicle was abandoned. Ukrainian Baba Yaga drone is used to finish off Russian armor. Precise strike on the engine compartment, an enemy vehicle catches fire. Just a few minutes later, fire reaches ammunition, and this happens. Massive detonation. Russian IFV is torn apart. Only a bunch of burning scrap is left. A BM-21 Grad was spotted firing at Ukrainian positions. The crew tries to leave the dangerous area, but it was already too late. Ukrainian FPV drone catches up to Russian Grad and strikes. An enormous explosion is caused by FPV drone. Just look at this shockwave. A Russian tank is spotted by intelligence drone. Ukrainian forces use FPV to strike the target. Drone strikes the back of the turret, setting off the tank's ammunition. Ukrainian intelligence intercepts a radio signal. It is a Russian command center. A pair of Ukrainian MiG-29s are on a mission. Hammer bombs are used to strike the target. Precise strikes from Ukrainian aviation, and the command center is leveled to the ground. Assault mission is carried out by 2 Frankenstein tanks. Ukrainian artillery forces open fire at the enemy. FPV drones also join the battle. A whole swarm is used to stop the assault. Drones keep striking, one after another. The first tank finally stops. This is how it looks like. A ton of wires all over an additional 10 to 15 centimeter armor plates make it hard to believe that it's actually a tank. With no weak spots detected at all, Ukrainian forces had to use more than 50 FPV drones to stop the assault. A Russian self-propelled howitzer is spotted. Ukrainian forces use long-range FPV drone to strike the valuable target. A precise hit, and enemy artillery catches fire. A few minutes later, fire reaches ammunition, and this happens. A Russian tank was advancing. Ukrainian drone operators use FPV drones to stop the assault. The first drone strikes, but the tank keeps moving. The second drone is deployed. The second strike damages the control system. The tank rolls into the tree line and stops. FPV drone is used to finish off Russian vehicle. An armored group, which consists of 2 Russian tanks, was on the mission. Ukrainian drone operators deploy a swarm of drones to stop the advance. After a few precise hits, Russian tanks are stopped. The crews abandon their vehicles and flee. Meanwhile, more and more FPV drones are used to finish off Russian armor. A Buk M3 air defense is spotted. An estimated cost of such equipment is around $50 million. Ukrainian forces deploy FPV drone to destroy such valuable target. And just like that $50 million air defense is neutralized by a $1,000 drone. And these 2 buildings were used by Russians as an ammunition storage. FPV drones are used to strike the target. First drone strikes, but it's not enough. The second drone is deployed. The reconnaissance confirms the destruction of the first building. Another FPV is deployed to strike the second building. A massive detonation of artillery rounds, and the building is now leveled to the ground. And this vehicle was supplying ammunition, but it was abandoned. Ukrainian drone operators use FPV to finish it off. This destroyed building may seem like not much, but Russians have been using it as logistics center. Ukrainian MiG-29 are deployed to strike with high-precision hammer bombs. Bombs strike with pinpoint accuracy, leveling the building to the ground. The reconnaissance confirms the destruction. And this Russian monster BMP was abandoned by Russians after a failed assault. FPV drones are deployed to finish off Russian armored vehicle. Additional armor makes it much harder to destroy. After a few hits, the BMP catches fire, and this one was also abandoned. FPV drones strike the motionless target. After a failed assault, a Russian tank was abandoned. Ukrainian drone operators use FPV to finish it off. Despite the electronic warfare system on top, drone operator manages to strike the tank into open hatch. Precise hit, and the ammunition detonates, tearing Russian tank apart. And these buildings were used by Russian drone operators. Ukrainian forces deploy Su-24, equipped with hammer bombs to destroy the target. Bombs land one after another, leaving nothing but the ton of rubble. A Russian ammunition storage is spotted by Ukrainian drone. We can see the 120mm mines inside. Russians use them to shell Ukrainian positions, and FPV drone is deployed to destroy the supplies. The first drone opens the door, and the second drone flies in, gently striking the Russian storage. Precise hits, and Russian storage is on fire. Mortar shells are destroyed. And here is another one. Russians use abandoned civil warehouses to store the rockets for such systems as BM-21 Grad, BM-27 Uragan, and TOS rocket systems. Ukrainian military intelligence deploys FPV drone and strikes the ammunition depot. An enormous explosion of Russian missiles. The smoke goes up hundreds of meters in the sky, a flawless strike by Ukrainian FPV. A Russian armored group which consists of 2 tanks is on assault mission. FPV drones are deployed to greet Russian vehicles. Precise hit on the first tank, but it keeps moving. More drones are deployed. Additional armor plates and anti-drone nets make these tanks much harder to destroy. Despite that, Ukrainian FPV drones keep striking. After a few more hits, Russian tanks suffer critical damage and stop. Russian crews leave their armor and run. Meanwhile, more FPV drones are used to finish off the abandoned vehicles. A $50 million Buckham 3 air defense system is spotted. Ukrainian intelligence uses FPV drone to destroy such expensive system. A precise hit and Russian $50 million equipment is destroyed by a $1,000 drone. And this Tor air defense was spotted by Ukrainian intelligence. A Switchblade drone is used to strike the Russian system. A precise hit from Ukrainian drone and enemy air defense is on fire. This Russian column was spotted by Ukrainian drone. HIMARS moves in a position and opens fire. Precise strikes land one after another, turning Russian vehicles into a pile of burning metal. This Russian column was moving towards Ukrainian positions. Russian tank deploys smoke screen and continues the assault. Meanwhile, Ukrainian forces use FPV drones to strike the enemy. A precise hit, the column stops. Seeing that, Russians leave their armor and start running. Meanwhile, Ukrainian artillery wastes no time to strike the motionless tanks. Precise strikes from Ukrainian artillery set enemy vehicles on fire. Cluster munitions are also used by American-supplied M777. Bomber drones are used to finish off the burning vehicles. Operator takes his time to find the weakest spot and drops the 5-pound explosive. A fire ignites inside the BMP. Just a few minutes later, this happens. The detonation of the ammunition tears the BMP apart. Meanwhile, another drone is ready to destroy the tank. Operator takes his time and strikes. A precise strike right on the ammunition, and the target is destroyed. This column of more than 5 armored vehicles was assaulting the Ukrainian fortifications. Russians used Su-25 bombers to strike Ukrainian positions with unguided missiles. But something went wrong. First jet was hit in the rear by the missiles from the Allied bomber. As the result, engine caught on fire and the jet exploded mid-air. Now let's look at the pilot's view from inside the cockpit. The pilot managed to eject, but the $15 million plane was lost. This Russian BM-21 Grad was firing at Ukrainian positions. Ukrainian intelligence located the target, and the long-range FPV drone is on its way. A Russian $15 million air defense system was spotted by intelligence. Ukrainian forces waste no time and deploy FPV drones. Russians try to shoot the drone down, but the missile flies past. Ukrainian drone keeps flying right at Russian air defense system and strikes. And here is another one. Russians tried to speed off, but it did not help. And this is $45 million book M3. The drone locks on the target and strikes. This building was used by Russian military commanders. A pair of Ukrainian MiG-29 are deployed on a mission. Ukrainian jets use French-supplied hammer bombs to destroy the target. A $45 million book M3 air defense system was spotted by a Ukrainian drone. Russians tried to hide the valuable system, but the coordinates are already reported to the rocket forces and HIMARS opens fire. A direct hit from GMLRS rockets and the target is completely destroyed. This BMP was heading right at Ukrainian positions. An FPV drone is deployed to stop the assault. First drone strikes the target and BMP stops. Russians have upgraded this one significantly. From outside, BMP is fully covered with barbed wire as a protection against drones. Powerful jamming system also causes a lot of troubles for Ukrainian drone operators. Despite that, the drone manages to fly directly in open hatch. A fire ignites inside the vehicle, and just a few minutes later, when the fire reaches ammunition, this happens. A Russian artillery unit was spotted firing at Ukrainian positions. Ukrainian forces waste no time and use FPV drone to destroy enemy vehicle. A first drone hits the target, but Russians manage to leave unharmed. The second drone is deployed. A direct hit from Ukrainian drone and the vehicle catches fire. Russians tried to escape, but just few hundred meters later, the fire reached inside and the vehicle stops. A Russian firing position was spotted by Ukrainian intelligence. Russians used this truck to move the BM-21 Grad to the safer place. Meanwhile, the coordinates are already reported, and Ukrainian forces use FPV drones to strike the target. Drone operator flies ahead of the truck to strike with more accuracy, leaving no chance to escape. A truck driver noticed the FPV, but it was already too late. As the result, truck was hit in the engine and caught on fire. However, BM-21 Grad could still be recovered. The second FPV drone is deployed. Precise hit and target is destroyed. And this tank was spotted just few miles away. An FPV drone catches up to the tank and strikes. Russians use old Soviet van to deliver ammunition to the front lines, such as this one. Ukrainian intelligence reports the coordinates, and an FPV drone is deployed to strike Russian depot. This Russian BMP was spotted by Ukrainian drone. Ukrainian forces waste no time and use long-range fiber optic drone to strike deep in the enemy territory. Fiber optic technology allows operator to receive pure live image with no chance of losing connection. Drone operator takes his time looking for weak spots in the armor, and in the end, the drone flies directly into open hatch. Reconnaissance showed that the vehicle was successfully destroyed, and these are Russian underground bunkers. They are mainly used by the chief officers. Ukrainian F-16 use high-precision bombs to take out Russian fortifications. BM-21 Grad was spotted by Ukrainian intelligence. Russians tried to hide it, but Ukrainian artillery opens fire. A precise hit from Ukrainian forces, and enemy Grad is on fire. Just a few minutes later, fire reaches the ammunition, and this happens. Two S-7 artillery unit was spotted by Ukrainian drone. Russians were delivering ammunition to shell Ukrainian positions, but their plans changed when HIMARS opened fire. A precise hit, and enemy artillery is destroyed.